I wish him the best at the coach thing. He always was a ball player, so it's second nature to him, so maybe that's, where he supposed to.
Master P just made a bold career move. The same man who built a $480 million empire from nothing, sold over 100 million records, and later faced bankruptcy, seemed to retire, but his recent interview reveals a different story. Behind the downfall, family pain, and constant pressure, the rise of Master P was never simple. By Y2K, he sat atop an empire most could only dream of, yet cracks were forming. No Limit's strategy of flooding the market with releases was losing its impact. Public retirement threats alienated fans, and the balancing act between hardcore street sound and family-friendly projects, like putting his son Lil Romeo on, created an identity crisis the market couldn't grasp. Legal troubles followed. The roster that once felt like a brotherhood splintered, lawsuits piled up, and by 2003, No Limit Records filed for bankruptcy, a dramatic fall for a company that had been wildly profitable just 5 years prior. Business woes, however, were minor compared to personal tragedies. The 1990 murder of his brother Kevin marked the start of a lifetime of loss. In 2002, his brother Corey Miller, aka C Murder, was jailed for murder, a conviction Master P has long disputed and fought against, advocating for his release, even leading protests in 2020. The tragedy struck again in May 2022 when his daughter Tatiana Miller passed at 29 from an accidental fentanyl overdose after struggling with addiction and mental health issues. Master P spoke openly about her struggles, using his platform to raise awareness about mental illness and substance abuse. In 2025, he emphasized honoring Tatiana through family unity and reconciliation with his son Romeo, highlighting better communication as a father. Meanwhile, his marriage ended after 24 years with his ex-wife Sonia C., revealing the hidden pressures and facades fame demands. While navigating these personal battles, long-standing tensions from his past continued to simmer. The situation with Brian Birdman Williams and Cash Money Records wasn't your typical hip-hop beef. No diss tracks, no on-record shots. This was deeper, rooted in the streets of New Orleans where both bosses grew up. Master P repped the Third Ward's Collier projects, while Birdman came from Uptown's Magnolia. Project loyalty ran deep, and though they lived just streets apart, their worlds never collided. As Birdman explained in interviews, "We from two different projects, so it just didn't ever mix. We ain't never had no beef. Ain't nobody dead, but we just never vibe." But underneath that, darker stories lurked. Birdman's brother, Terrence "Gangster" Williams, linked to over 40 bodies, was accused of killing Master P's cousin, Randall Collier Slim Watts. Williams denies it, but the whispers, combined with the earlier murder of Master P's brother Kevin, hardened lines between their camps. Then there was the business tension. As Cash Money rose in the late 90s with 400 Degrees and the Hot Boys, Birdman shopped for a distribution deal. He nearly signed with Priority Records, the same label that had propelled No Limit, but claimed in a 2025 No Chill interview that Master P intervened, allegedly telling Priority, "If y'all sign them, y'all can't sign nobody else from the South." The deal fell through, forcing Cash Money into their Universal joint venture partnership that brought fame but also years of legal battles, including Lil Wayne's 2015 split over royalties. Master P has always framed it as competition, not sabotage. "We never tried to destroy each other." The younger generation needs to take notes. For years, fans dreamed of seeing these two New Orleans legends on the same stage. On October 25, 2025, it finally happened. The Cash Money Verzuz. No Limit Verzuz at Complex Con, marketed as a celebration of NOLA unity. Snoop Dogg reunited with Master P while Juvenile performed alongside Mia X. For a moment, decades of tension seemed to melt into mutual respect. But old vibes have a way of crashing the party. During the battle, Birdman launched into a rant about absent former Hot Boy Turk, then threw shade at broader disloyalty, eyes locked on Master P's side. The tension in the room was thick, and then came the moment that broke the
Gotta give it to Birdman. He started that stunt. You know I started that stunt. But guess what? I was uptown too, and I started.
Master P later reflected on the exchange, radiating that unmistakable boss energy.
Perfect. It was the perfect
Bro,
yeah.
like right there watching y'all, and I heard him, and then when you came out after the song ended and said it, I thought to myself, because I could see the crowd go bout it. They went crazy.
That was Master P's clapback delivered with the precision and timing of an OG who'd been holding those words for decades.
Birdman remind me of like one of my uncles that they just gonna say whatever.
Yeah.
That's just a New Orleans thing. So I ain't gonna take it, but I'm like, bro, I've been out here already. You know what I'm saying? You started that, or the name of that stunting, but me for about it, this is what I started. And I, we come from that. We come from uptown, Third Ward, Cali, They come from the Magnolia, and that's good.
After that exchange, Master P did something unexpected. He crossed the stage to give Birdman a DAP and a salute. Was it a genuine truce or just two OGs acknowledging each other before retreating to their corners? Post-event, Master P took the high road. I knew him from day one. We have that much respect. Fans on social media noticed Birdman left quickly after the DAP, fueling theories that some tension still lingered. Lil Wayne's no-show, officially blamed on tour obligations but suspicious given his ongoing royalty disputes with Birdman, added more shade to the moment through bankruptcy, personal tragedy, divorce, and decades-long regional tension. Master P never stopped moving. Even as No Limit crumbled, he was already building the next chapter, launching Guitar Music in 2005 with his son Romeo, then No Limit Forever in 2010. He expanded into acting, appearing in films like Foolish and producing the sitcom Romeo, 2003 to 2006. He also ventured into professional basketball, coaching and mentoring EU stars like DeMar DeRozan. In 2013, Master P hit a milestone validating his entire journey. He became the first hip-hop artist inducted into the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame. His business empire continued to grow, spanning Uncle P's spice brand, real estate through PM Properties, over 100 units, energy drinks, and even partial ownership of wrestling promotion House of Glory. In 2021, Lincoln University awarded him an honorary doctorate, a recognition of a man who proved street knowledge and book smarts could coexist in a visionary mind. By 2025, the question wasn't whether Master P could survive, it was what he was going to do next. On July 6, 2025, at the Essence Festival of Culture in New Orleans, he announced his farewell performance after nearly 4 decades in rap. The No Limit Records showcase brought together Silk the Shocker, Drew Hill, and Kerry Hilson, a reunion that served as both celebration and closure. Master P explained his decision plainly: I'm growing to another level. There's a lot of negative stuff going on in hip-hop, and people don't want to talk about the positive things. This wasn't a retirement born of defeat. It was a recognition that his purpose had evolved. There were bigger battles than chart positions or album sales waiting for him. Former No Limit artist Young Bleed reflected on the news, honoring the legacy of a man who built an empire while redefining what it means to be a mogul in hip-hop.
I didn't know it till late. At the end of the day, to each his own. Maybe he had a point to where, he felt like he did enough. And I remember this in the beginning, it's actually like the second retirement. I think he retired semi after the last done in the beginning. And came back. So you never know what's going on with people personally and what's the reason for the season. So, it is what it is. Salute P, I always did from the gate.
And that's exactly where Master P was meant to be. In early 2025, Percy Miller was appointed president of basketball operations and head coach for the University of New Orleans Privateers men's basketball team. It was a full-circle moment for a man who once dreamed of the NBA before life took him down a different path. Now known simply as Coach P, he has completely transformed the program. For the 2025-26 season, he recruited 13 new players, oversaw major facility upgrades including a renovated locker room, practice gym, and new Jumbotron at Lakefront Arena, and spearheaded a full branding reset as the program integrated into the LSU system. But for Master P, it's never just about wins and losses. Mentorship is central, with Bible verses displayed in the locker room and a strong emphasis on life skills beyond basketball. He understands what many coaches overlook. These young men need more than basketball fundamentals. They need guidance from someone who has walked through the fire and can show them how to reach the other side safely. The season tipped off in November 2025 with an exhibition win over Sacramento State on October 18, drawing celebrities like Shaquille O'Neal and Mike Bibby to witness the new era firsthand. Master P's vision stretches far beyond the court, building leaders, shaping character, and creating a legacy that impacts lives well beyond the scoreboard. But Master P's vision goes beyond the basketball court. He wants to boost enrollment, build community pride, and foster youth development in New Orleans. Reflecting his community-first philosophy, he personally funded tickets for 4,000 middle schoolers to attend games, planting seeds for future college dreams. He even reached out to Lil Wayne and J. Cole for potential performances, using his entertainment connections to shine a spotlight on a program that had long been overlooked. Of course, there's been criticism. Some question his qualifications, pointing to his lack of a college degree. Supporters argue, however, that his business acumen and deep community ties are exactly what the program needs, not another career coach, but a visionary who knows how to build something from nothing. And here's where it gets interesting. Remember his final music retirement? Master P bent that rule a little. On October 25, 2025, the same night as the Verzuz battle against Cash Money, he dropped a surprise album. It wasn't a full comeback, just Master P showing up when it mattered most. This selective approach signals that while his era of regular album releases is over, he'll continue to make high-impact cultural moves. He's not retired from relevance, he's simply choosing his moments wisely. So, what does Master P's empire look like in 2025? His net worth is estimated at $200 million, built through decades of diversification that would impress any business school professor. Beyond the music royalties still flowing from No Limit. Beyond No Limit's legendary catalog, Master P built wealth through Uncle P's Spice brand, real estate via PM Properties, partial ownership of wrestling promotion House of Glory, and investments in consumer products and entertainment ventures. He has also served as New Orleans entertainment ambassador, using his platform to uplift the city that shaped him and that he helped put on the map. His philanthropy includes P. Miller Youth Centers and financial literacy initiatives for at-risk youth, passing down the knowledge that transformed his own life to those who might otherwise never have access. Perhaps the truest measure of Master P's impact isn't just what he accomplished, but who he put on game for. Nipsey Hussle openly cited No Limit as inspiration for his own independent approach to the music industry. The ownership model Master P pioneered, keeping your masters, retaining control, leveraging major label infrastructure without surrendering autonomy, became the blueprint modern independent labels like Quality Control follow to build empires. In 2020, the No Limit Chronicles docuseries premiered on BET, putting a new generation onto just how revolutionary Master P's approach was. The 5-part series traced No Limit's evolution from a trunk-selling operation to a late 90s powerhouse that dominated the charts on its own terms. IMDb reviewers highlighted Master P as a real boss who fought through all obstacles. The series also reignited protests for C. Murder's release, showing that even his past projects still move the needle. He was ranked number 28 on BET's list of most influential rappers, a spot that reflects not just commercial success, but the fundamental shift he created in how artists approach the industry. What defines Master P is evolution. From the projects to the record store to the label to film and television, and from entertainment to philanthropy and sports. Percy Robert Miller, at 55, stands as living proof that reinvention isn't just possible, it's essential. The streets that could have swallowed him whole became the foundation for an empire. The tragedies that could have broken him became fuel for advocacy and family reconciliation. And the industry that tried to box him in watched in amazement as he built his own boxes and sold them for profit. No Limit Chronicles. Master P said it best, "If I made it out the conditions I came out of, then you can do it." This is the story of how Percy Robert Miller built an empire from the trenches. Born on April 29, 1970, in the Colopy housing projects of New Orleans, young Percy grew up in a place consumed by poverty where high crime wasn't the exception, it was the everyday reality that shaped everyone in the neighborhood. After his parents split, Percy was raised by his grandmother. From the jump, he understood survival wasn't guaranteed, you had to earn it by any means necessary. He bounced through multiple high schools in New Orleans, including St. Augustine, Booker T. Washington, and Warren Easton, soaking in the culture, struggle, and dreams of a city that would later define his movement. But Master P wasn't just shaped by the street, she had real basketball skills too. He briefly played at the University of Houston before transferring to Merritt College in Oakland to study business administration. That detail mattered. While other aspiring rappers focused only on bars and beats, Master P was learning the game behind the game, how money moves, how businesses operate, and how empires are built from the ground up through strategy and hustle. Then, in 1989, tragedy struck in a way that would ironically spark his empire. His grandfather passed away, and Percy inherited $10,000 from a malpractice settlement. Most young men would have blown that money on a car, clothes, or temporary pleasures, but not Master P. He saw a vision that nobody else could. With that $10,000, he opened a record store in Richmond, California, laying the very first brick of what would become